We are going to have our first question posed, and then we're going to honor Thomas because he does have to go. And we'll talk to Manny. We'll start with you. About conquering hurdles and failures, conquering odds, and how you are able to do well when you're posed with such odds, such hurdles. Your first pair of shoes at the age of 9, Manny, and here you are today doing what you're doing for an international audience, an international population. Please just give us a little bit about how important it is to be able to conquer those odds.
Well, I always say the two most important days in a man's life or a lady's life is the day you were born and the day you found out why you were born. But everything in between is just it's preparation for figuring out that why. And in life, we're always going to have odds. I was a kid, probably many people probably used to watch on Discovery Channel. They used to go sell water and soft drinks to athletes at the park. People that live in my neighborhood lived in less than $1 a day. So kids that didn't have shoes in my neighborhood, that was just the reality. So for a kid like me to be able to receive my first pair of shoes from a missionary, but more important than the pair of shoes was the encouragement to remember that I can change the world, that the one that created me had a plan for my life, and to believe that the impossible can become possible. But taking those odds and realizing that, that we can be the answer to somebody's prayers. A mentor of mine told me a long time ago, he said, the wealthiest place in the world, he said, is not actually, because I'm from West Africa, and he said it's not the gold mines of West Africa, of Ghana. He said it's not the diamond mines of South Africa or the copper fields in part of Latin America. He said something that just struck me. He said it was a cemetery, and that struck me because he said because therein lies in the cemetery books that were never written, inventions that were never brought to market, businesses that were never created, really success that was never achieved because they never believed that they could do it because they looked at their obstacles and their challenges as just that was what it was, not realizing that was actually a potential to propel us to the greater things in life because that becomes our greatest teacher. Now I look at it, I see, man, the greatest odd that I didn't have shoes became the motivation and inspiration for me to be able to go change the world because over 1.5 billion kids didn't have shoes. And I was confronted with that reality when I went and buried my father. So for me, it's been amazing to be able to take that background and then say, my goodness, how can I make the reality of this for kids around the world just like me that don't have hope to have hope? And to think about in 2003, my wife and I left a successful software company to go start an organization to go put shoes on the feet of millions of kids. We said we're going to help 10 million children and do that with such dignity because therein lies a story of hope because out of our pain can become the answer to somebody else's prayer. To think about today, we've served over 6 million kids in over 77 countries because somebody chose to come to Africa to inspire and light up hope in my life. That tells me it doesn't matter how we began. The reality is how do we finish and how do we use those obstacles as inspiration and motivation to remind future kids just like you that they also can change the world.